Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I appreciate it. Well, my name is Nicky Silver Stacker. If you're new to my channel, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I want to share a video that I saw on YouTube, and it's about 1:30 a.m. right now. I just got home from work, and I decided to make this video because I saw it and I found it very, very interesting. So, if you can, before we continue moving forward, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. So, let's get to it, okay? I'm gonna add the stage. Let's go here. All right, here we go. I am gonna put the description of this channel below so you guys can check it out.
Remains one of the most sought-after metals in the world today. Despite not being as precious as gold or diamonds, it has crept its way into the hearts of humans and is known for its durable and affordable nature. You can almost find it in every home, kitchen, and even our legal tender coins. But have you ever wondered how silver is actually made? Let's dive into the fascinating process. The first step in producing silver begins with finding the silver within the Earth's surface, where it is formed over millions of years through complex geological processes like volcanic activity, movement of hydrothermal fluids, and various other geological phenomena. To find silver, extensive research is conducted by geologists through intensive analyses, geological surveys, and explorations to locate areas with potential silver-rich deposits. The next step then involves choosing a mining site once a prospective area with valuable mineral resources is located. Although this sounds like a simple step, this stage requires careful considerations of factors like accessibility, existing infrastructure, potential environmental impacts, and other elements that could affect mining operations. Even after a site has been chosen, the actual extraction of silver doesn't begin immediately until the selected area has undergone specific preparations to make it suitable for mining, typically involving clearing vegetation and/or topsoil. Only when this site is fully prepared can the exciting process of silver mining begin. Now, to mine silver, there are two primary methods used: open pit mining and underground mining. Open pit mining. Open pits generally contain smaller concentrations of silver, typically yielding less valuable ore. They're often loaded with other minerals such as lead, zinc, and copper, making the extraction quite challenging, as it requires extra processing to produce enough silver. To begin, geologists strategically plan the placement, size, depth, and pattern of boreholes to be drilled using drilling rigs, ensuring the most valuable ore is reached. After the boreholes are drilled, the miners place specialized dynamite within them and carefully detonate what are called controlled explosions. This process shatters the ore and surrounding rock, making it easier to extract the silver. Once extracted, heavy machinery like excavators, loaders, and dump trucks are used to gather and transport the fragmented ore to a processing plant. In short, a lot of effort, equipment, and workforce goes into this procedure. Yet, the silver obtained at the end is relatively limited in quantity compared to the next method: underground mining. Subterranean mine shafts are the most sought-after and cost-effective method for silver mining, as these ore deposits are generally higher in concentrations of silver. This approach requires a more extensive process of creating tunnels to access the ore buried within the Earth's crust. Additionally, it involves a more complex combination of geology, engineering, and advanced machinery to safely and efficiently extract the silver-bearing ore. First, vertical or horizontal tunnels are bored into mountains or hillsides at the selected site, called adits, to access the ore. These tunnels make it easier to access ore not too far from the surface area, but deeper than those employed with open-pit mining. Once the mining process is complete, The extracted ore is then transported to the surface using underground rail systems or a mucking machine through the mine shafts or adits. At the processing facility, the next step involves the preparation of the extracted ore by crushing and milling, which means grinding the rocky material into smaller pebble-sized pieces, then repeated until it becomes a fine powdery substance, making it accessible for its next production step: flotation and cyanide leaching. Now, in this stage, the exact technique depends on the silver deposit type. For silver ores containing silver sulfides, the crushed ore is mixed with water in a container called a flotation cell, and what is called a collector chemical is added to the mixture. These collectors help the silver particles stick to tiny air bubbles that form in the mixture. As these bubbles rise to the surface, they carry the silver along with them, creating a frothy layer on top. The froth is then collected in channels called launders, while the unwanted particles, known as gangue, settle at the bottom. For silver ore mixed with silver chloride or cyanide, a more straightforward method is used. Here, the powdery ores are mixed in a tank with water and sodium cyanide, often called leachate, which dissolves the silver. Oxygen is then introduced into the mix either by stirring the tank in a process called mechanical agitation or by bubbling air into the tank. This oxygen reacts with the silver in the ore, creating soluble silver cyanide compounds and leaving the impurities and unwanted particles behind. The mix is then filtered and separated, removing the pregnant solution containing dissolved silver from the solid bits. To make it even more pure, special chemicals like hydrogen sulfide or salt are added to the separated silver mixture in a process called precipitation. These chemicals react with the silver in the tank, clumping the silver together and forming a small solid particle. A filter is then used to catch the solid silver particles, giving us our silver. But the silver production process doesn't end there. It undergoes another heating process called smelting, where it's placed in a burning hot furnace or kiln to make it 85 to 95% pure. Even after this stage, some processing plants may still decide to further refine the silver to achieve higher purity. To do this, electrolysis, chemical treatments, or even additional smelting are used to obtain up to 99.9% silver. Nevertheless, once refined, silver can be shaped and polished into various objects like jewelry, coins, and even industrial applications. Melting and shaping. Now that the silver has been refined, it must be shaped into standardized ingots and bars for storage and transportation. So, for this, silver is melted at a very high temperature of approximately 3,204.5 degrees for shaping. The molten silver is then poured into specific molds, depending on the desired shapes and sizes of the ingots or bars, typically ranging from 1 troy ounce to 3.1 kilograms. Once the silver solidifies, it is removed from the mold and sent for quality control. The Quality Assurance Department ensures that the end product meets purity standards. The approved ingots or bars are then packed and distributed to the intended clients, including jewelry manufacturers, mints, individual collectors, and industrial users. So, that was the entire journey from rock to silver. Extremely challenging, but fascinating at the same time. We're sure next time you won't help but appreciate the time, effort, and complex chemistry that goes into the process. Until next time.
Man, that I just found that so interesting that I just have to share with you guys. I will put the link of that channel below. So hope you guys enjoy it. And if you're interested on Quicksilver, that's the company I'm with. I'm stacking silver. You can get a free tour, get yourself a free silver bar, or you can also scan this QR code up here. Scan that QR code and get you more information. So thank you for watching, and please don't forget, hit the thumbs up button for me. It's cheap. It's not gonna cost you anything. And please subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye.